Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another resource pack update video. How's everybody doing today? We got a lot of changes today, so if you haven't checked out my videos for a while, you're definitely going to want to watch this one. And we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into it. Majority, well maybe, I guess about half the texture changes in this update are changes to the 1.14 stuff that's been added. But I've also been making a lot of big changes to like flowers and grass colors and leaves and wood and a bunch of stuff. So let's just go ahead and start it off right over here with the flowers. So here are all the double tall flowers. These actually I don't think have changed. But this one has, and I'm not 100% sold on this one just yet. This is the lilac. Yeah, like I said, not 100% sold on this. I may edit it a little bit more in the future, but I think it's heading in the right direction. I think I like it. They're supposed to be more of like a little tree than whatever they had before. What they had before almost looked like the tall grass, like this, but just with leaves on it. And I think this looks better. Next we have the dandelions. They got a few different variations, and then it has a different texture for the flower pots. All of these have unique textures for flower pots now. To prevent any issues, I think last time in the last update we had flowers that were going outside of the flower pot, so don't want that. But yeah, dandelion. Then we got the poppies. Mainly just changed the colors a little bit and removed a few of the variations that kind of had flowers like this. And then the blue orchid. This one is probably my favorite flower now. I really like how this one turned out. I think it looks pretty good. And then allium, which is now named lavender, and there's its flower pot variation. And then the same for this one. Azure bluette. This is the Azure bluette now. This is another one of my favorites. This is the red tulip now, or what used to be the red tulip. Now it's a red dahlia. I forgot how it's pronounced. I think dahlia or dahlia, one of those two, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's what that looks like. I think it's pretty cool. And then orange marigold, that's the orange tulip. And then we got white tulip. I think it looks pretty good. That's the orange tulip. Then white tulip. And pink hibiscus, I think is how you pronounce it. That's the pink tulip. And then oxeye daisies. These I may edit again in the future. It's kind of hard to get a good oxeye daisy, I feel like, without it being like massive. So that's that for now. The cornflowers, which are new to 1.14. That's what these look like. I think they look pretty cool. The lily of the valley, I really like this one. I think it looks pretty cool. And then black rose, which is just a wither rose. And actually, had my particles off and they weren't getting off the smoke. Forgot about that. And then this is what the black rose looks like in its pot. And I gave it a little custom model for that. I think it looks pretty cool. And then the brown mushroom has its own flower pot variation as well. And it's just like a little bucket of water. But next I've changed the cactus to kind of match Jappa's cactus a little bit better. And changed up the colors a bit. And I think it looks pretty good. I like it. New barrels. Made them match my pack, obviously, and then I gave them a variation for the top. So there's this one, and this one. I think this is the most common. I'm not positive on that, but yeah, there's some variation in that. I've changed the activator rails, the unactivated one, the unpowered one, to be rope, and then whenever you power it, it turns into chain. See, you can see it like that. There we go. I think that's very useful and pretty cool. And then we got a bunch of 1.14 stuff. So the smoker is now like a brick oven. The blast furnace, I made it just match our pack a little bit better. Added some noise and desaturated it. Got rid of all the weird like blue pixels that were in it. The cartography table, this one I'm not 100% sold on as well. The top is a little bit weird, and then it feels a little bit too smooth. So I may change that in the future, but for now, it's that. Fletching table, just made it match our pack, our birch colors. You can see, yep, there you go. Smithing table, I did have my own texture for this, and it was essentially the same exact thing, but I made it before Jappa made this version, and I really like this version, so I just swapped it out to this. I think it looks pretty good. And then the grindstone, pretty much the same thing as these. Made them, or added some noise to this part, and then made the colors on the sides match our pack. Stone cutter, again, just added some noise to it, and then changed the colors of these, the wooden parts, to be a little bit less contrasty. The bell, just a slight change to that. I think I changed the color a little bit, and then again added some noise to it. The lectern I made match our spruce colors, and I think it looks pretty good. And then I made the books match our bookshelves, and this match our red wool. And then the composter, which was just added in the latest snapshot, at least whenever this video is going out, it's the latest snapshot. And I made it in the vanilla texture. There was like, you could see podzol on the sides, and I didn't like that, so I removed that. Made it look more like some sort of barrel or like trash can or something like that. And again, obviously made it match our textures a little bit by adding some noise and changing the color up a little bit. And then this is what the inside looks like. It's just podzol pretty much, and then there's the bone meal in it. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. So did that. And then the lantern I changed to kind of match, if you remember, our end rod was a lantern. And it looked pretty similar to this, which is an edited version of the vanilla lantern. So I edited this a little bit to match, to kind of blend together the vanilla lantern and our old end rod. And then I changed our end rod to be like a taller lantern, a little more fancy lantern. It is a odd number here, so it doesn't sit perfectly on a block, so it doesn't like match the pixels on here you can see, but I'm fine with that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then also the hoppers I made match the spruce texture, and then same for the item icon. Next we got the berries, which I've named berries instead of sweet berries. And I made purple. So there's the item texture, and then there's the plant texture. If we actually get a row of, I think it's 4. We'll put 5 though. So this is the smallest one. That's the second one, third, fourth, and I think that's it. Yep. So yeah, there's the 4 different heights or different ages. Not too much of a difference between them, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then the campfire, if you saw my latest Building Big with Jerm, you saw I made a model, and then I ended up, well, Jappa came out with a new model, and he had like thicker logs, and I really liked that look. So I changed this to kind of match that, and then I got rid of like the overlays that had around it, and just made it like a thick pile of ash under it. If we grab a debug stick and unlight it, you can see that's what it looks like there. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this little area here. The iron blocks, I added a variation, like a rusty variation. I think it looks pretty cool. The anvils are the same. But the chipped anvil, I changed to kind of match our brick texture, so we could use it in different builds. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. I think it's going to be very useful for a lot of builds. And then I did the same for the damaged anvil, and I made it stone brick. These cat textures, I've made some slight changes to them, just kind of match our pack a little bit better. Really not a huge difference at all. I'll go by them kind of slowly so you can look at them. But yeah, not a huge change at all. Yellow glass, I think I've changed the color a little bit. I don't remember doing that, but I have it in my change log, so I guess I did it at some point. Note blocks, changed those to kind of match our woods, our newer woods a little bit better, finally. They were a very old version for a long time, so I finally fixed that. And they also have, I think, 4 different variations, maybe 3. Yeah, I think it's only 3, so it's this one, and this one. Those are the variations. Sandstone I've changed again to kind of look like our older sandstone, but to kind of match the newer sandstone style again. And then I've obviously changed all of these other sandstone blocks to match. Granite is now this red, very red color. I think it looks pretty good. Matches our bricks a lot better. And I think it matches, what else does it match? It matches our red nether brick pretty good. So yeah, did that to kind of match the red nether brick. This is the red sandstone now. I just made it match our newer brick color a bit better. This is the brick, this is the red sandstone. I think it looks pretty good. I think I also got rid of some variation that it had, like some different colored stones in there. I think it looks much better. And then this smooth redstone I made match our new stone, which I don't think I laid out here, so we'll just put it down right now. This is the new stone, matches the new default stone. And yeah, that's red sand and red sandstone. These are double slabs, and some of them I'm not happy with. Like I think this one and this one I'm gonna change to match these better, to match these styles. But before we do that though, I guess I've changed all the trapdoors back to look like this, like the trap or the spruce style, like little small planks. I think it looks good. But this is oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, stone brick, mossy stone brick, andesite, polished andesite, polished diorite, granite, polished granite, brick, nether brick, quartz, purpur, and prismarine. These are all, you just place down 2 slabs on top of each other and you get that texture. I didn't do that for diorite because we have our smooth quartz texture is this texture, and I don't want to change it because I've used this quite a bit in my in one of my castles, so not going to change that. And I've changed the end stone brick wall to look like a oak log wall, and I've renamed it to be oak log wall. And then also I've changed the prismarine wall to match the prismarine bricks. Normally it's just the rough prismarine texture, and I did that so I can use it in roofs. I think it looks pretty good. Another thing I'm working on but not finished with is I'm making different variants for each cake like size. So full size is regular cake, and then 1 bite off of it is cheese, and then pumpkin pie, and then bread, and then these 3 I don't know what I'm gonna do with yet. We're in 1.13 now in a mesa world because I've been doing some biome dependent stuff. In a mesa biome, snow layers are now red sand. In deserts and beaches, they are regular sand. In swamps, they are mud or soul sand. And in plains, forest, taigas, and all those variations to those biomes, they are hay. But if we take a look around, you can see that all the biome colors are different now, all the grass colors. I'm not gonna go over all of them in this episode, but we can see some of them right here. So this is plains, that's forest. This is taiga, regular taiga. And you can see here in a taiga, the oak leaves, and I guess the dark oak, acacia, and jungle leaves, they are red, like a reddish color. And then this is what a extreme hills looks like. And over here, you could see something different. What is this? This is the birch leaves in a extreme hills biome. I have finally figured out how to do biome dependent textures for these birch or these leaf models. So yeah, in an extreme hills, these leaves are pink like cherry blossom trees. And if I step right outside, this is taiga, and make a birch tree, maybe. There we go. It's just regular. It's the yellow leaves. I may change this to a different biome at some point or add different biomes, but for right now, it's just extreme hills, and I think it's variations. But yeah, that's it for the for the birch leaves. I have changed the spruce leaves to kind of have a little bit, you can see it pretty obviously here. It's got a little bit of a gradient, so it's darker on bottom, lighter on top, and then I gave it like a little bit of a brownish tint to it. Then over here, you could see I've changed the logs, all of them except for the birch, to kind of match Jappa's new style a little bit better. Plus, I was getting I didn't really like the old one so much anymore. It looked way too blurry to me. So this is the new one. I really like it. I think it turned out pretty good. And then I've also changed horses in the normal pack, not in the Better Mobs add-on. I've changed them here a little bit to kind of match our other colors from the Better Animals add-on. And then I've changed all their armors and also all the armor icons. You can see right here. Then also all the armor item textures. You can see them in my inventory here. I've also gone ahead and changed all the strip logs to look more rounded again and be less flat. And this is a change I went over in a Building Big with Jerm a couple months ago, I think. But I changed the dirt, coarse dirt, podzol, mycelium, soul sand, and gravel. Just to kind of look a little bit nicer, I feel like, and be a little more unique. And I feel like it's a little more obvious what some things are now. Like this is very obviously like gravel. This is obviously supposed to be leaves and sticks and stuff on the ground. Before it was just like a bunch of pixels. Like you couldn't really even figure out what it was supposed to be. Just kind of had to imagine what you thought it was. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good. I like it. And then finally, I've made some updates to a couple of the add-ons. I've changed up the Terra-Cotta Add-on a bit. I've rearranged some of these blocks, the brown Tudor blocks, the magenta one. Rearranged those a little bit to match the orientation of these. Changed up this block a little bit to match our newer colors. Changed this block a little bit. I believe I've changed these painted woods to match our new plank textures. I've added this brown roof block. Well, I've replaced the old brown roof block. I think it looks much better. This block, I've made the inside match the sandstone. And then I changed the black glazed terracotta to look like this. It's, I've called it framed bricks. It's just bricks with like the Tudor framing on it. And then if you're using the Acacia Trapdoor add-on, the wagon wheel one, make sure you update it because it had some conflicts with the leaf textures. The models, the item models were glitching out. So I updated that and fixed that. So make sure you download that update too. But yeah, that's going to do it for this resource pack update video. At the end here, I'm going to do a little cinematic flyover of some of the biomes and show off some of the different grass colors and what it looks like with the different textures and all that. And then going to end the episode off there. So hopefully you all enjoyed. Make sure you go download the new update and let me know what you think of all the different changes. And I will see you all in the next video.